Hey guys, Summer Gorman here, and I'm so excited you're joining me again this week on Pursuing Hope. In our last video, we wrapped up our series on God's promises, so I thought it only necessary that in this one, we talk about trust. Now that we know God's promises, it's time that we trust them. It's time that we believe Him. One of my favorite movies as a kid was Peter Pan. The imagination and creativity in it just captured my attention as I dreamed of flying off to Neverland. But I want to highlight one thing from this movie. There were three key ingredients it took to get to this place, to get to Neverland. Do you remember what they were? Faith, trust, and pixie dust. In order to get where they were going, they had to change the way they thought and they had to change the way they believed. In order for us to get where God is taking us, we have to, 1, change the way that we think. One of the things Peter Pan instructed the kids on, so that way they could fly, was to think of a wonderful thought. And the same is true for us. If we're gonna go where God is taking us, we have to focus on the good. We have to focus on what's right and His promise. We have to focus on what we want. And 2, we have to believe. We have to believe that God is gonna take us to the place that He has promised us. Proverbs 3:5 puts it this way: trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. I want you to imagine something with me for a moment. Imagine with me that there's a God who is all-powerful and all-knowing, a God who took time to specifically make this world, a God who formed the sun, the moon, the stars, the mountains, the valleys, the sky, the oceans, the land, the animals, everything in it, and who gives you the very breath that you're taking right now. I want you to imagine with me that this very same God sees you, that He loves you, and that He has a specific plan that He planned out long in advance, that He took time to craft specifically just for you. Well, that God is far more real than Peter Pan and Neverland. He's real. He exists. And it's true. He does see you. He does love you. And He does have a plan for you. But in order to get where He's taking us, in order to follow that plan, it's contingent upon 2 things. 1, our obedience. If we're going to get where God is taking us, we have to do what He's telling us. And 2, we have to trust God. We have to put our faith, our belief in Him, and trust that He's going to get us to the place that He promised us. If you want to see that Neverland, if you have that dream, that hope, that thing that you're thinking in your mind right now, no, that's not what she's talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. That is what God has in store for you. That's the plan that He has for your life. And if things don't turn out exactly the way that you thought, you can rest easy in the fact that God's plan is better than yours. My friend, you are loved, you are valued, and you have purpose. You just have to keep pursuing hope.